Yes, only one place to start, Charlie. Big breaking news today. Harry Kane ruled out until April with a hamstring injury, set to have surgery on his ruptured tendon in the left hamstring. Massive blow for Spurs, that.
Huge blow. Your best player's going to be ruled out for 12 weeks. There was a bit of doubt, would they bring a striker in, but now they'll definitely have to go and bring somebody in. It's they're going to get names branded out. Now everybody knows that they need a striker. They're going to have to pay a little bit of over the odds as well. And you know, we were talking about it before the show, that who did he go for? Did he go for a Danny Ings, who knows the league and is doing well? So, no, it's a huge blow for them, and you know, they'll have a big decision to make on where they go from here.
Yeah, we're going to speak about the players that they could be linked with should they look to replace him in January. But Carlton, you've had this exact injury or similar injury to what Harry Kane's got now. Now, in previous seasons, Harry Kane has recovered very quickly from other injuries. He's been rushed back at times because Spurs have needed him. Is this an injury that someone would struggle to come back early from?
Yeah, because you need it to run.
It's as simple as that.
No, to be honest, obviously he's gonna have to like go through the procedure. He's gonna have the operation. He's got to let it heal, or else it could reoccur again. And I only done like a grade 2, so it took me like about 6 to 8 weeks to get.
So you were out 6 to 8 weeks from grade 2?
There was, going on your when I had one earlier in the season. Oh, when I was at Stoke, I had one, and fortunate enough that there's a procedure you can have PRP, and it's like they take blood out you know, you do it and then you inject it back into the injury. And I was meant to be out for 6 weeks, and because I had the process and the healing thing, I was back in 4 weeks, so it was quicker. But when you're tearing the tendon off the bone and having the surgery, this is one injury that he can't afford to make it a repeat occurrence, because he'll have problems for the rest of his career.
So with that, the news was that expected to be back in training in April. Could it be any sooner, or do you think that he may not play another Premier League match this season?
I would go with that. I would say he might not play another Premier League. Yeah, because it's a horrible injury. Yeah. People don't underestimate the hamstring. You need it. So obviously you need it, but it's one of those ones where you have to let it heal. And if you don't let it heal, you're going to get a reoccurrence.
And the one thing he'll have as well, there'll be so many people saying that he can get him back quicker. I said to you, like, you know, these witch doctors in China and everything could be coming out the woodwork saying, I'll get you back within 6 weeks, or I can get you back quicker. Tottenham will have to make a decision to say, listen, we've got our surgeon, this is the way we're going to go, it's going to be 12 weeks. And the big also thing, England have got a big decision to make as well in the summer. With no player, your main striker is going to be out. He might not play for the rest of the season, fitness-wise, going into the Championship. Big decision.
So you think there is a serious issue that he may not even be fully match fit going into the Euros?
He will be. He should be.
12th of June.
He should be fit for the Euros. He should be, but you know, from you thinking January till then, without any football, you know, and a couple of friendlies for England before the tournament, it's going to be a big one. And Tottenham won't want Harry Kane to go and risk that opportunity of that going again. So listen, it's a big decision for Tottenham and where they go and trying to get Harry back in for England as well. Yeah,
we can have a look at just how big of a blow this is for Tottenham. So this is how Spurs have done with and without Harry Kane. There you can see the games that he's played, and it shows just how many games that he has played that Tottenham have played with Harry. But the one that springs out there, Carlton, is the win percentage that Tottenham have had with Harry Kane, 57%, without 46%. It's worth pointing out with that, just to caveat that last season Harry Kane was out for the period of time when Spurs did get to the Champions League final. We saw Heung-min Son used as a false 9 in many games, who played very, very well in that position. Lucas Moura stepped up in the Champions League, but the stats are there for you to see. Spurs do better with Harry Kane.
The lad's irreplaceable. There's no one on that pitch is going to score the amount of goals he does, and not just that, the effort he puts in on the pitch, tracking back his runners, leading by example. He's the captain. So he's going to be sorely missed. So I just think it's a massive, massive blow for Tottenham, and I just wish him the best and quick recovery.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, he's up there with one of the best centre-forwards in the world. So
where do you rank him in terms of best number 9s in the game?
He's in the top three, yeah. Him, Suarez, you know, he's up there with the best. And his numbers are incredible. And to lose somebody like that for the position that Tottenham are in, it's a massive blow. And, you know, I think they can afford to lose other players. Yeah. But if you lose Harry Kane, it's a big worry, and Daniel Levy and Jose, big decisions to make.
Harry Kane has played so many matches across so many competitions, and as we said earlier, he has been rushed back, or his recovery time has been a lot quicker from certain injuries than was previously expected. Are Spurs almost paying the price now for being so over-reliant on Harry Kane and playing him so much, or do you just look at it and go, you have to play Harry Kane because he's so good?
Yeah, you've got to play him anyway, don't you? So you play your best players, and I just feel that for someone like him to be missed so sorely, it's just going to affect. So you're going to have to replace him at some sort of capacity. You can't just let that. It's not that hole is going to always be void. No one else is going to be as good as him, but you just got to try and crack on, and the rest of the team will push together and try and fill in that hole. But who are you going to get in to replace him? And the time is right now to go and get someone.
Yeah, well, let's talk about that. And you're right in what you say, because Jose Mourinho previously has called him irreplaceable. They do need to replace him in some capacity. Now, do you expect, firstly, Spurs to go out and buy a striker in January now?
Can they take the risk of bringing a foreign player over for the next 6 months? I don't think they can. I think they have to try and get somebody that's made and ready for the Premier League.
Is that easy, though, in January?
No, but I think they're going to have to spend over the odds. I think Danny Ings just pops out at me straight away. I think he's the one that, at the moment, in current form, is good enough to go and play that the role for Tottenham, up there on his own. He's doing it at the moment with Southampton, and he'll get a lot more chances as well. So, no, it's he's the one that would spring to mind, but it's going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah, for you, Carlton, who if you were at Spurs right now, who would you be targeting?
I'll just be targeting someone that's going to slot into the style of play they play already. Definitely someone that knows the league, because buying players in January is a massive ask for them to get involved in the way of play and the style of play. But if obviously, as you said, Danny Ings, if he comes in, he kind of knows the style that Tottenham is going to ask for. And he's that type of player. He'll be busy. He'll run in behind. He'll be a menace to any. Well, he's a menace already to every defence in the league. But he'll be one of those ones that he will slot in straight away. So are they going to splash the cash?
And you're right. It's going to be very difficult for Spurs to sign someone of the likes of Danny Ings, because Southampton will not want to let Danny Ings go. He scored a huge percentage of Southampton's goals this season.
He won't. But also, whoever comes in will know next season they're going to be sat on the bench. So there's a big decision for Danny Ings. We're presuming it could be Danny Ings. Yeah. But if it comes to Danny Ings and then come next summer, he's going to know that he's going to be a second fiddle to Harry Kane when he's back fit. So he's got a decision to make where he's in his career at the moment where he come back from a serious knee injury, he's scoring goals again, his confidence is high. Do you want to risk that by going and signing at Tottenham for, 6 months? Yeah, you're going to play, but come next summer, you're back in a position where you're thinking, where do I go from here for my career,
So with that said, if you were in Danny Ings' shoes and that offer
I'd be running up the
did
motorway to get to Tottenham.
You would? Running up the motorway?
Oh, yeah,
okay.
It's a great move.
Do you know what? I just thought of someone else.
Go on.
Olivier Giroud.
Yeah, Olivier Giroud. It's interesting. It has been mentioned, but a few fans have put Olivier Giroud's name in the hat, as well as Michy Batshuayi as well. But is there a difficulty attracting a player from a rival club? Because we know that Chelsea and Spurs are rivals. Does that bring up another difficulty?
I just think he would have done the rounds in London, wouldn't he, if he had gone to Tottenham as well. But Olivier Giroud is what he's about. Yeah. Scores goals. He's a nuisance to any defence. But he needs games now. He needs games, and he's still focusing on the national team as well. So he needs to get out there, and I don't know whether Chelsea would do the business, but it is a big ask for that to happen. Yeah. But I know Olivier Giroud would be well up for that.
He's probably.
You think he'd be up for that, Olivier?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's probably one that can play up there to hold it up and allow runners of Ali, Son, Mora running in behind. He would probably be a different dynamic for Tottenham, but he'd be a good one.
So is there any way, Spurs' only other recognisable number 9, of course they've got players that can play in the forward positions, but 17-year-old Troy Parrott, who looks very good in the games we've seen for the reserve team, and he's fully capped at international level, but is that too early now for a 17-year-old to go into Harry Kane's? It's too much of a risk for you?
To go and for a team trying to get into the Champions League, 17-year-old, to give him that, the expectation to that pressure, it's a lot for him. But, it's... there's a few weeks to go. At least it's happened early in the window, and they won't be scrambling around. They'll probably wait a couple of weeks to try and get the right one. But no, it's a lot of. They could also play the false 9 that they did with Mora. But to go from now to end of the season like that, I would be very surprised.
Do you think they might look at the options they have got with, as Charlie was alluding to, they're playing more further forward or Son, or giving Troy Parrott more game time? Do you think that is an option available to Jose?
It's an option, but is it the best option? I think the best option for Jose in the position they're in right now is to go out and get that goal scorer, and they need it. And look, Parrott's a great young player, great prospect, but for him to come in now with all that pressure, it will affect him. And if it doesn't come off for him, because they're not playing fluent football at the moment. It's not like he's going to be coming into a team that at the top of the league, at the top of the game. It's going to be a different pressure, and he doesn't have that experience for a club of Tottenham stature.
Do you think they regret not signing Ibrahimovic?
Do you think that's a signing Spurs should have made then?
Oh, he's top striker. No, you know, for the end of the season, do you take that risk and have Zlatan there, thinking that something might happen to Kane? The gamble. Listen, he's got injured, and you know it would have paid off. But you know, if Zlatan was available, he probably would have been perfect for it. Yeah.
Do you think this will affect other transfers within Spurs as well? Because obviously Eriksen, there's a lot of talk about Eriksen potentially leaving in January. We know that his contract's over. The fact that Harry Kane's injured, OK, they play in different positions, but the more injury Spurs accumulate, Sissoko's out as well, and Ndombele, will that affect what Jose's mindset is with the other players as well, do you think?
Yeah, it will. But you're missing your best player, so you have to focus on replacing the best player and getting the right thing. Eriksen, I think they can live without. I think.
You do?
Yeah, I think they can.
You think Spurs,
I think
without Christian Eriksen?
Yeah, I think they can bring somebody else in. I
Okay.
think they can go. You know, he's not played as much as he wanted this year. His form's dipped, so he's not played at the level that he was capable of in the previous seasons. So I think Tottenham will be okay without Eriksen. Harry Kane is a different matter, and they have to sort that quick.
And speaking of the January transfer window, looking at other areas Spurs might look to improve on. We saw a bit of a resurgence in form under Jose when he first came in, but the goals conceded does seem to be a concern. They've conceded 19 goals in 12 games in all competitions. Is that an area that you look at with Tottenham and think that they need to reinvest defensively?
They've got a good... Those two at the back, they're really good. Vertonghen, we was having a look at him the other day. He's one of their top defenders, but I know he's playing on the left, so but you need to get him back in the middle.
Yeah.
Get him up for it again. It's up to Jose to get the best out of his... They've got good players, so it's up to Jose to galvanise the team, make sure that these players are performing at peak level, because they're the only ones that can get them out of the rut.
What have you made of Tottenham under Jose compared to Tottenham under Mauricio Pochettino?
I don't think they've changed. Keep shipping goals. You can't ship goals and try and progress up the league. You know, like you said, they've shipped 19 goals in 12 games. Jose's been known for keeping clean sheets, so that'll be a big issue and a big worry for him. I think Tottenham need two new fullbacks, and get Vertonghen back in the middle with Alderweireld playing centre-back and having a foundation. And would you look at buying another goalkeeper as well? You know, Lloris, we don't know how he's going to come back from his injury as well. It's no, I think there's a little bit of a rebuilding job at Tottenham going on.